Hello students, how are you all? Today we are discussing about the tax-free perquisites in all cases. Like as a prior class, we have discussed about the perquisite, the amenities and facilities which are provided by employer to its employee in the terms of other than cash are called the perquisite. The amenities and facilities which are provided in the kinds, in the terms of kinds, in the terms of services and in the terms of facilities and amenities are called the perquisite. Perquisite may be three types. First, perquisite for all types of perquisite taxable for all types of employee, perquisite taxable for specific employee, perquisite tax free for all types of employee. So now we are going to discuss in this class today tax-free perquisite for all types of cases. Dear students, first is a telephone. If the telephone facility is provided by employer to its employee at his residence for the duty purpose, then it will be fully tax-free. It will be not taxable. It is not included under the head of the salary at R. These types of facility is provided only for the personal use, only for the private use, then it will be taxable. If this obligation is covered by the employee, then it is not taxable. But this obligation is paid by the employer, so then it will be taxable. Second one is transport facility. Transport facility provided by an employer engaged in the business of carrying of the passenger or goods to his employee, either free or charged at the concessional rate, will be fully tax free. It means some employer provided the such types of facility to its employee to meet out the business related expenses in the normal course of the business operation. If such types of facility is provided by the employer to its employee to fulfill the normal operation course of the business, then it will be fully tax free. Privilege passes and privilege ticket. If privileged passes and privileged tickets are meet out by the employer, so in the case of Indian Railway to its employee, so then it will be fully tax free. It means if the transport related employer provided such types of facility to its employee, so then it will be fully tax free. Next one is perquisites allowed outside India by the government. If the government of India or government of any state provides such types of facilities, this facility is provided outside India, so then such types of perquisites allowed outside India by the government to the citizen of India for rendering service outside of India. Sub-employee works outside India. Sub-employee works in embassy of the India. If the embassy of India employees are outside of India employee who are working on behalf of the government of India and government of India provides some types of perquisites, so then it will be fully tax free. Employers contribution to staff or group insurance of a scheme. If such types of facilities are provided by employer to its employee, like as a group insurance, like as a regular insurance, like as a life insurance to all employee of its department of division, office, company or its business entities, so then it will be fully tax free. If it is paid by the employer only for the personal purpose of the employee, and this obligation is to paid by the employee but paid by the employer, so then it will be taxable in the hands of the employee while the computing the income from the salary. Next one is annual premium by the employer or personal accident policy. Sometimes such types of facilities is provided by employer to its employee to meet out the annual premium to meet out the personal accident insurance premium if such types of payment of annual premium by the employer on personal accident policy affected by him on the life of the employee, so then it will be fully tax free in all types of cases. Such types of employee, such types of facility, if it is paid by the employer only for the specific employee or individual employee or particular employee, so then it is taxable. It means if the facility is provided all employee, in general all employee, so then it will be tax free. If it is paid for some specific or some particular employee, so then it will be taxable. Refreshment. Refreshment provided to all employee during the working or in the office premises. These types of facility, sometimes these types of facilities are also provided by the employer to its employee. This facility is called the refreshment. Refreshment, breakfast. If it is paid by the employer to all employee, then it will be tax free. But it is provided by the facility during the office hour, during the working hour, during the duty hour, so then it will be fully tax free in all types of cases. Next, subsidized lunch. Generally, lunch is provided by the employer to its employee. If such types of facility is provided on the basis of subsidize, so then it will be tax free up to rupees 50 per day per meal. Example, like as an example, suppose this types of facility is provided by the employer to all employee throughout the year for 300 days, and the cost of this facility is rupees 60. So then 60 rupees minus 50 rupees is equal to 10 rupees per day per meal will be taxable. So for 300 days rupees 3000 will be taxable for all types of employee. It means subsidized lunch provided to an employee during working hours at office or business premises, provided such types of value as such types of meal facility, such types of subsidized lunch facility will be exempt up to 50 rupees per meal per day. This exemption is available only if the employee exercise the option of shifting out of default tax regime provided under section 115 BAC subsection 1A. It means such types of facility will be taxable if the SAC adopt the default tax regime. If the SAC adopt the optional tax regime, so then it will be applied as a tax free, it will be applied as a partially tax free. Partially tax free means 50 rupees per meal will be exempt. But in the case of the new tax regime, in the case of the default tax regime, in the case of section 115 BAC, it means if the SAC does not shifting out the default tax regime, then entire amount of this facility will be taxable. Next one is recreational facilities. Recreational facilities, such types of some employer provides such types of facility to its employee, like as a club facility, like as a cinema facilities and other facility which are necessary to the member of household of the employee. Such types of facility also includes the various types of recreational centers, various types of recreational center at outdoor in same country. So such types of facilities including club, including recreational center will be not taxable, will be exempt. But if the SAC, if the employee adopt the shifting out the new tax regime or adopt the old tax regime, then this rule will be applied. If the assessee adopt the such types of regime where it is called the default tax regime, then this facility will be fully taxable. Amount is spent on training of the employee. Some types of facility is also provided by the employer to its employee. There are generally this facility is provided by employer to its employee according to the needs and according to the requirements of the job nature in same organization. This facility is called training and development. This facility is called employees training and development. If any amount is spent by the employer on training of the employees or amount paid for the refresher course, orientation course, including expenses on boarding and lodging, so all types of amount which is spent by the employer to employee for training and development will be fully free from the tax. If the employee adopt the default tax regime under section 115 BAC or adopt the new tax regime under section 115 BAC, so then it will be fully taxable. It will be not exempt. Sum payable by the employer to RPF or an approved superannuation fund. RPF is such types of fund which is approved by the income tax commissioner, which is approved by the district magistrate of the district, it is approved by the government officials or income tax department or central board of direct taxes. If such types of sum payable by an employee to recognized provident fund or approved superannuation fund or deposit linked insurance fund established under the coal mines provident fund and miscellaneous provisions act 1948 or employee provident fund and miscellaneous provision act 1952 up to the limit prescribed. Up to the limit prescribed means the rules, provisions or guidelines which are given under the Income Tax Act 1961. Next perquisite is called the medical perquisite. Medical facility subject to the certain prescribed limit refer such types of facilities if provided by the employer to its employee generally in its organization, its company entities, then it will be fully tax free on the basis of subject to the proviso of section 17 subsection 2. Section 17 refer to the various types of perquisite. Next one is rent free official residence. Rent free official residence. If such types of rent free official residence is provided by the employer to its employee, then it will be fully tax free. These types of facilities provided to a judge of Supreme Court, High Court if they exercise the option of shifting out the default tax regime provided under section 115 BAC subsection 1A, then it will be fully tax free. If the assessee adopt the default tax regime, if the assessee adopt the new tax regime, or if the assessee does not shifting out the default tax regime, so then such types of rent free official resident will be fully taxable. It means such various types of facilities, various types of perquisites, amenities are provided by the employer to its employee. Generally it will be tax free when the assessee adopt or assessee shifting out the default tax regime or assessee exercise its tax liability under the old tax regime or under the optional tax regime. Next one is the conveyance facility. Such types of conveyance facility is generally if provided by employer to its employee, then it will be tax free, it will not be taxable, or it is not included in the head of the salary at all at the time of computation from income from the salary. Such types of facility, if conveyance facility provided to the judges of High Court, Supreme Court under section 22B of the High Court Judges Condition of the Service Act 1954, or Supreme Court Judges under section 23A of the Supreme Court Judges Condition of the Service Act 1958, if they exercise the option of shifting out of the default tax regime provided under section 115BAC, then it will be fully tax free. If the assessee does not exercise the optional tax regime or exercise the default tax regime, then such types of facility will be taxable entirely in the case of all types of employee. Hello students, next one is any monetary obligation perquisites taxable only in the hands of the specified employee. First of all, we have to require to know which types of employee is called the specified employee. I will discuss in next slide which types of employee is specified, but which types of employee is not satisfied. There are some types of conditions, and the condition is three types of condition. On the basis of three types of condition, if any employee fulfills any one condition out of three, so then such types of employee is called the specified employee. Condition number 1, condition number 2, condition number 3. On the basis of condition number 3, now in this country, now in India, all types of employee are called the specified employee. Even a fourth class employee is also a specified employee. There is need to change the rule or condition 3 by the government or Ministry of Finance. These types of third condition provide the a base where a fourth class employee is also called the specified employee. It is required to change the rule third. There are three types of rule to find out, to clarify the employee is specified or employee is not specified. But condition 3 is provide to all types of employee, class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. Even class 4 employee is also called the specified employee on the basis of condition 3. So, perquisites taxable only in the hands of the specified employee. It is given section 17 subsection 2 clause Roman 3rd of the Income Tax Act 1961. Generally, we know Income Tax Act 1961 having 298 sections and subsections and 14 schedules. Out of section 298, section 17 subsection 2 is one of the section which refer to the facility of the perquisite. We know the facilities are amenities which are provided by employer to its employee in the terms of kinds of services are called the specified employee. So then I am going to discuss about the perquisite taxable only for the specified employee. But there is no rule of the specified employee, but on the basis of condition 3rd, each and every employee are called the specified employee. Now, I am going to discuss about this. Any monetary obligation of the employee which is discharged by the employer is perquisite in the hands of the all employee as per section 17 subsection 2 clause Roman 4th. It means any liability which is to be paid by the employee, वो liability employee का था, but paid by the employer, it will be taxable in all cases. It will be taxable in the all cases of the employee as per section 17 subsection 2 clause 4. However, sometime instead of discharging employee obligation, employer provides perquisite in form of facility to to the employee. Such facilities are taxable in the hands of the specified employee only. Specified, I am discussing about the such types of perquisites which are taxable in the case of specified employee. In the case of specified employee refers some obligations, some liabilities, some monetary responsibility which are owned by the employee, but employee is not disowned, but this liability is taken by the employer on the basis of the employee efficacy in the employee performance. So then it will be taxable under section 17 subsection 2 clause Roman 3rd. Such types of value of any benefit or amenities granted or provided free of cost or at concessional rate. It means some charge if such types of facilities are provided by employer and some amount charged. So such types of facility are called at concessional rate. If no amount is charged, so then it is called tax free perquisites, which have not been included generally in the volume of the salary, but at the time of the computation of the gross salary on the basis of point of view of taxation, these facilities are also included in the volume of the salary, and these facilities are facility of sweeper, facility of gardener, facility of watchman and facility of personal attendant. Second one is facility of gas, electricity, water supply by the employer, facility of concessional tickets, facility of motor car, facility of concessional educational facilities. Generally, on the basis of condition 3rd of the clarifying of the specified employee, these facilities will be taxable in all types of employee, even though employees are categorized under 4th. Dear students, there are 3 types of conditions on which the employees are categorized, whether the employees are specified or not. First and second condition is ethical, but third condition is not ethical. They need to be changed. The government should pay attention for changing the condition 3rd, because condition 3rd provides as a specific situation to all types of employee, even though employees are a peon level. First condition, if the employee is a director of the company entity, director of the business entity, director of the organization. If an employee is an employee of a company who is also director, is a specified employee. It means if the employees are director of the company where he is working, where he works, so such types of employees are called the director specified employee. Such types of employee is called the specific employee. Such types of employee are called the visist employee. It is immaterial whether he is a full-time director or part-time director. There is no need to learn the employee is full-time director, if the employee is part-time director. If the employees are director, whether full-time or part-time, that employee is treated as a specified employee. That employees are treated as a specific employee. It also does not matter whether he is a nominee of the management, worker, financial institution or government. That employee is treated as a specific employee. That employee is called the specified employee. It is also not maternal whether or not he is a director throughout the previous year or some part of the previous year. Suppose any employee is only 2 months of the director of the business entity where he is working, where he works. So such types of employee is also called the specific employee. But there is no matter he is director throughout the previous year or some part of the previous year. He is a full-time director or part-time director. If he is nominee of the management or if he is not nominee of the management, such types of employees are treated as a specific employee. Such types of employees are called the specified employee. Okay, dear students, I hope you are getting what I am saying. The second one is an employee who has substantial interest in the employee, in the company, in the business. Substantial interest refers if the employee having 20% or more the voting power of the company, then such types of employee is called the specific employee. Or we can see in other word, if the employee is having 20% of the total share of that business, it is called the 20% of voting right. 20% of voting right of that company. So such types of employees are called the specific employee. Okay, students, I hope you are getting the second condition. What I am saying about the second condition means if the company's employee having the 20% of the voting right. 20% of voting right means 20% of the entire value of share he is having. So that employee are treated as a specific employee. And third one is very disputed condition. Now I was talking about third condition is required to change. I request to Government of India, Ministry of Finance, this condition is required to change. Employee drawing in excess of 50,000. It means if the employee's total monetary receipt 50,000 or more throughout the year, so such types of employee are also called the specific employee. It is very disputed in this country. A fourth class employee or peon level employee are drawing 50,000 or more throughout the year. 50,000 monetary receipt means after deduction of section 16. Section 16 means standard deduction, entertainment allowance and professional tax. After the deduction of professional tax, after the deduction of the standard deduction and entertainment allowance, if the employee's monetary receipt 50,000 or more, so this types of employee is called the specific employee. It is a very disputed rule. It is need to be changed by the government. So dear students, it means I want to say if any employee fulfills, if any employee satisfy any one condition out of three, so that employees are treated as a specified employee. That employee is called a specific employee. First facility of the specific condition is a motor car. Motor car. In the case of motor car, there are two types of motor car on the basis of its cubic capacity. Cubic capacity means cc. Small car, large car. If the car cubic capacity is 1.6 less than 1.6 liter, less than 1600 cc, so this car is called the small car. If the cubic capacity of car is 1600 cc or more than 1600 cc, so dear student, such types of car is called the large car. So now if the facility of car is provided by employer to its employee to meet out to perform his duty, to perform the private purpose as well as, so such types of facilities are evaluated or computed on the basis of the following rule. First, if a car is owned or hired by employer, it means if the car owner of the car is employer or employer is not owner and employer is taken this car on the basis of hire and this car is provided as a facility to its employee. The first condition is if the car is wholly used for official purpose. If the car is used only for the duty purpose, if the car is used to perform its duty, so there is no value of the perquisite. there is no computation of perquisites. There is no to be computation of the perquisite, and such types of facility is not included at all at the time of computation of the income from salary. Okay, students, if the car is used wholly for the duty purpose, so this types of facility is not called facility. Second one is, if the car exclusive used for personal purpose and all types of maintaining and running expenses including chauffeur salary are paid by the employer. It means car is owned by employer or car is hired by employer, and this car is used by the employee wholly for the private purpose, wholly for the personal purpose. So the value of car is the sum of three values. First, 10% the value of car. Generally it is called the depreciation. We know depreciation is a gradual loss due to wear and tear of the asset during the normal operation course of the business. We know the meaning of the definition of the depreciation. So generally 10% of the value of car plus actual expenses of running and maintaining and plus driver salary. There are three components. If the three components are sum, so I will find the value of perquisite. So dear student, first one is, if the car is fully used for the duty purpose, so no perquisites, no amount of perquisites will be included at all in the value of the salary. And second one is, if the car is fully or entirely used for the personal purpose, for the personal purpose, not duty purpose. So there are three values which are included to find out the value of perquisite. Plus first 10% the value of car, plus maintaining and running expenses, and third chauffeur salary. Chauffeur means driver salary. Next one, if the car is used, if the motor car is used duty purpose as well as private purpose also. So this chart, this figure, these slides represent the rule which is given under section 17 subsection 2 article clause 3rd. First, we can see, you can see the rule of the such types of facility. If the car owned or hired by employer, expenses met by employer, wholly official use, to no value. If it is partially used for the personal as well as partially used for the duty purpose, so for a small car the value of perquisites will be 1800 per month, and for large car value of perquisites will be 2400 per month. Okay, and chauffeur salary in all case 900 per month should be the value of perquisites. We can say for a small car including driver salary 2700 per month the value of perquisites. In the case of large car, the value of perquisites including chauffeur salary will be 3300 and 3300 per month. Dear student, if the car is owned or hired by employee, यानी कार यहाँ का मालिक एम्प्लॉई है, and expenses are met out employer, यानी expenses are met out the employer, and the car is used fully for the duty purpose, so there is no value of perquisite. But if the car is used duty purpose as well as private purpose also, so first of all actual amount of expenditure which is incurred by the employer minus 1800 per month for a small car minus 2400 per month for large car, or in the case of chauffeur salary or driver salary rupee 900 per month will be also minus from the such types of value which is met out by the employer. So dear students, I hope you are getting very well this rule. This rule is not so complicated. On the basis of such types of slide, you can see, you can understand better regarding to the car, when car is owned by or hired by employer, when car is not owned or hired by the employer, and as well as car is used duty purpose and personal purpose both. So now I hope you have taken the serious, or you have taken the accurate understanding regarding to the car. Okay. Now, dear students, I sure you have got each and everything regarding to the value of perquisites of the car. So hope next day I will meet to you. Thanks to all of you. Once again, thank to all of you.